It's late, but I wanted to share something important about how we spend our time. So, there are four main ways you can spend your time: success habits, being busy, doing nothing, and entertainment. So, you have to first of all ask yourself, which one do you spend most of your time on? Let me go through each one of them. So, let's start off with entertainment. Entertainment is things that you do for fun, but usually it brings you negative progress. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do them, but just be aware about it. So some examples of entertainment are video games, entertainment videos. If you play stuff like sports, that could be either or, but I'll explain more about that soon. But mostly stuff like video games, music, entertainment videos, stuff like that is entertainment. The second way you can spend your time is doing nothing. This is mainly like if you're just sitting on a chair or sitting on your couch and you're just like daydreaming, you're just sitting there relaxing, not really doing much. This is more of what I call unplanned relaxation. The third way you can spend your time is what I call being busy. This is things that you do but doesn't really give you much progress. So some examples of being busy are using the bathroom, cooking, driving somewhere, maybe sweeping the floor, doing your laundry, a low wage job that you don't like. These are all busy tasks. But if you really want success and if you really want to achieve your goals, remember you focus on the destination. So you take it one step at a time, one day at a time. So if you really want to hit your goals, you focus on the fourth thing. The fourth thing is what I call success habits. Now, what are success habits? Success habits are things that you do daily or often that bring you closer to your definition of success. So you start off by figuring out, okay, grab pen and paper. What's my exact definition of success? What exactly does my dream life look like? So maybe it could be income that I want, ideal body that I want, ideal house that I want, nice car that I want. And the more detail you put, the better. Because the more detail you put towards your goals, the more specific and clarity you have. And this also makes it easier to learn what success habits to do. So once you get on the pen and paper or Google Docs, I like Google Docs because personally my favorite computer is a Chromebook, but you can use any computer that you want. You can use Windows, whatever. But I just like Google Docs, and you can also use pen and paper. So you start off by writing the exact goals that you want, and you can start off simple. If don't overthink it. You only spend 2 hours a day the first day writing your goals. Just create the habit of spending 2 minutes a day writing your long-term goals and write it more in detail. So once you have your ideal lifestyle, you want to learn from people who hit those goals. So if you want to make $100,000 a month, you can dream big. You study people who hit $100,000 a month, but you specifically study their habits. Habits are things that they do daily or multiple times to hit that goal. So in this case, $100,000 a month. So some examples in those different areas that you should focus on and set goals for. It could be your physical health, it could be people, it could be finances, it could be your mental state, how happy you are, how you handle stress, how much mental discipline you have. You want goals for all those things. You want to study people who achieved and greatly achieved those things and see what they do daily to hit those things. Because success is what goes on behind the scenes, not exactly what everybody sees, the end product. So with those four main things, and you can add more things if you want, but let's start off with these four things. So these are success habits that anyone can do. Now remember, your definition of full success could be different. Like you might want to be a professional basketball player, or you might want to maybe play in the Olympics one day, or play in the NFL one day, whatever your goal is. Or maybe you want to be a YouTuber one day, big YouTuber one day. Everybody has a unique goals, but there's certain goals that everybody should focus on and everybody can achieve. Because not everybody can be in the Olympics. Not everybody can be in the NFL. So these are habits that anybody can do and that and that everybody should do. So some of these habits are, let's start off with health. These are very simple habits to do. They may take some time, but these are powerful. Let's start off with health. So the different things you focus on in health. First is your mental health. This is stuff that you can do from learning, dealing with stress, mental discipline, how much mental clarity you have. Are you in a fog all day? Or you have a very clear direction on exactly where you're going and what you're doing. So that's mental health. The second is physical health. This is things to improve your physical structure. So it could be stuff like push-ups. So it could be habits to improve your arms, to improve your legs, your physical strength. So some habits for this, very simple ones to start off with. Could be push-ups, could be jumping jacks, could be lifting weights. All these habits, very simple ones you can do at home. The easier you make it to do a habit, the faster it is to start and the more likely you are to do it. Because if you have to, like, for example, let's say for physical health with workouts, if you have to drive, let's say 30-40 minutes to go to a gym, there's gonna be a lot less likely for you to do it. But if you can just have a very simple home workout, just get a mat, get some weights, get a clean environment, make sure your environment's clean. It's very easy and it's a lot more likely to do your workouts. So the easier and better you focus on your environment, the more likely you are to do these success habits. So that's physical strength. Internal strength is your internal health inside. So this can be improved from stuff like what you drink. So you're just drinking stuff like soda, juice, stuff with a lot of sugar in it, or you're drinking health drinks. So it could be water, could be protein shakes. Leave in the comments below if you have any, like, what do you put in your protein shakes? Because I'm trying to drink more protein shakes. So leave in the comments what ideas you have for that. Could be stuff like green tea. Do you like cold green tea or warm green tea? Either one. Water especially is probably the best one for this. So that's for your drinks. That's one part of the internal health. Then another part of the internal health is what you eat. So this comes from your eating habits. So are you just eating chips all day? Are you just eating candy all day? This used to be me. Like, I used to eat so many chips. I used to get like few of these, like 3-4 of these big bags of chips, like spicy chips, hot Cheetos. I mean, they're so good, but man, there's a lot of salt and sugar and fat in that stuff. I used to eat a lot of those, a lot of candy every day. Ugh, a lot of salt and sugar in that stuff. So internal health comes from what you're eating. So are you eating that stuff every day, or are you eating better? Are you eating fruits and vegetables? Are you eating the right meats? Are you eating the right beans? Stuff like that. So you want to study health books and health videos from people who have the body and strength that you want to know exactly what foods you want to eat for that. And then the fourth bonus habit for your health is relaxation. Remember I said doing nothing is another way you can spend your time. But for relaxation, this is more of a planned version. So instead of just like randomly sitting and daydreaming and not really doing anything, this is more of your planned relaxation. So it could be maybe, like, let's say for taking a nap, maybe you get a physical timer and you set a 15 to 20-minute timer to take a physical nap. That's a success habit. Why? Because it's planned. If it's planned, it's a lot more likely to be a success habit because now you're moving and you're doing stuff with purpose. So it could be a nap. Another thing is with sleep. Are you getting the right amount of sleep? So for everybody it's different. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much sleep you should get, but learn from trusted sources and from trusted people exactly how much sleep you should get. But getting the right amount of sleep every day to make sure you're fully rested, the right amount of sleep for you specifically, that's another success habit. So all that stuff is rest. Rest is another important part of your health. Then the second thing is money. This is mainly money habits. Managing your money, how you make your money, saving your money, investing your money, stuff like that. I'd recommend a good book. I'd recommend you for like a foundation about money. One of my favorite ones about that is the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And there's a bunch of other good ones, good books about that and videos about that online. So that's the second habit, so you should focus on money. And the third is people. This is mainly the people around you. So you could do habits like your networking, communication habits, reading people, become a master at communicating and speaking. Because a lot of life, talking to people and networking, doing business, if you want to do that, whatever you're doing, it's all about people. So it could be even you recording, even if you want to make social media videos, that's still people because you're talking to a person across the screen, right? So that's communication, people. And then the fourth is mental habits. Mental habits come from, are you doing your life's purpose? So for your definition of success, is it a good definition? If it's just something like that's not the best, you're probably not gonna be that happy. But if it's for a good cause and you focus on a life purpose that helps others, that helps the world, then you're a lot more likely to be happy. And mental habits is also your self-discipline. So for example, let's say you mentally or you write down you want to do a task. How much mental delay do you have between writing or thinking of the idea and starting? That's another part of your health habits. So it's by repetition. So you mentally ask yourself, okay, I want to do 10 push-ups. I want to read 10 pages. I want to make this social media video. You think about it and you try to have as little delay as you can. And I'm going to give you ideas on how to help this and solutions to your problems with this to help you with this. But you want to have as little delay between thinking of idea, good idea, and taking action. Remember, action is the key to success in all things that you want.